The AI landscape shifts. January 2026's quiet revolution. Here's something fascinating about the AI world in January 2026. While we're all waiting for the next ChatGPT moment, the real revolution is happening in the spaces between the headlines. From Microsoft quietly reshaping education to OpenAI's mysterious hardware ambitions, this month's developments tell a story about AI growing up and finding its place in the real world. The big picture. We're witnessing something remarkable right now. The AI industry isn't just about flashy demos and benchmark wars anymore. It's about integration, infrastructure, and solving actual human problems. January 2026 feels like a turning point where artificial intelligence is becoming genuinely artificial assistance. What makes this moment different is how quietly transformative these changes are. We're not seeing dramatic breakthroughs that make headlines for a day and disappear. Instead, we're seeing the kind of steady, purposeful development that suggests AI is maturing from a fascinating experiment into essential infrastructure. The deep dive. Let's start with what might be the most important story that nobody's talking about enough. According to Microsoft's recent announcements, they've introduced something called the Microsoft Elevate for Educators program. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another corporate education initiative, right? But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just Microsoft throwing AI tools over the fence and hoping teachers figure it out. These are AI-powered teaching tools specifically designed to connect educators with communities and professional learning resources. Think about what that actually means for a moment. We're talking about AI that doesn't replace teachers but amplifies their ability to connect, learn, and grow professionally. It's the difference between giving someone a calculator and giving them a math tutor who never gets tired and knows exactly what resources they need to improve. But here's where the plot thickens. While Microsoft is focusing on education, we're seeing movement across the entire ecosystem. According to data from llmstats.com, GLM 4.7 Flash was released on January 19, 2026. Now, you might not have heard of this model, but that's exactly the point. The fact that new language models are launching without massive fanfare tells us something crucial about where we are in the AI timeline. We're moving from the look what AI can do phase into the AI just works phase. GLM 4.7 Flash joining the ecosystem isn't news because it's revolutionary. It's news because it represents the steady drumbeat of progress that's becoming the new normal. Now, you might be wondering about the big players and their next moves. Here's something that should grab your attention. According to reports from Forklog, OpenAI is on track to unveil its first device in the latter half of 2026. Let that sink in for a moment. OpenAI, the company that gave us ChatGPT and essentially kicked off the current AI boom, is moving into hardware. This isn't just about software anymore. It's about creating dedicated AI experiences that live in the physical world. What's particularly intriguing is the timing. By the latter half of 2026, we'll have had nearly 4 years of mainstream AI adoption. That's enough time for OpenAI to understand not just what people want from AI, but how they actually use it in their daily lives. A hardware device launching then won't be a shot in the dark. It'll be informed by millions of hours of real-world usage data. But here's where things get really interesting from an infrastructure perspective. Research from AskHandle reveals something that might sound technical, but has massive implications. Hugging Face is being described as effectively the GitHub of AI data and the single most important resource for LLM training. Think about what GitHub did for software development. It didn't just store code, it created a collaborative ecosystem where developers could build on each other's work, share improvements, and accelerate innovation across the entire industry. If Hugging Face is becoming that for AI data, we're looking at a fundamental shift in how AI systems are developed and improved. This matters because it suggests we're moving toward a more collaborative, open approach to AI development. Instead of every company starting from scratch, we're building shared foundations that everyone can improve upon. Different angles. What's fascinating about January 2026 is how different players are approaching the same fundamental challenge from completely different angles. Microsoft is betting on integration, making AI a seamless part of existing workflows and systems. Their education focus suggests they see AI's biggest impact in augmenting human capabilities rather than replacing them. Meanwhile, OpenAI's move into hardware suggests they believe the future of AI lies in dedicated experiences designed from the ground up for artificial intelligence. It's the difference between adding AI features to existing tools and creating entirely new categories of AI-native devices. The emergence of platforms like Hugging Face as critical infrastructure tells yet another story, one where the future of AI is collaborative and open rather than controlled by a few large companies. Even the challenges reveal interesting perspectives. According to TikTok reports, ChatGPT experienced service disruptions this month. While outages are never good news, they highlight just how dependent we've become on these AI systems. When ChatGPT goes down, it's not just an inconvenience. It's a reminder of how deeply AI has woven itself into our daily workflows. What this means for you. If you're an educator, Microsoft's new AI-powered tools could fundamentally change how you connect with other teachers and access professional development resources. We're not talking about AI grading papers. We're talking about AI helping you become a better teacher by connecting you with the right people and resources at the right time. For anyone working in tech or adjacent fields, the steady release of new models like GLM 4.7 Flash means the tools you use are going to keep getting better at a predictable pace. This isn't about waiting for the next breakthrough, it's about continuous improvement becoming the norm. And for all of us, OpenAI's upcoming hardware device represents something potentially transformative. If they get it right, we might be looking at the first truly AI-native consumer device, something designed not to run AI features, but to be AI from the ground up. The infrastructure developments around platforms like Hugging Face might seem abstract, but they're setting the stage for faster innovation and more diverse AI applications. When the tools for building AI systems become more accessible and collaborative, we all benefit from the increased pace of innovation. The bottom line. January 2026 might not have given us any single earth-shattering AI announcement, but it's given us something potentially more valuable, a glimpse of AI growing up. We're seeing the technology move beyond the proof-of-concept phase into genuine utility. The real story isn't about any one breakthrough, it's about the ecosystem maturing. From education tools that actually help teachers to infrastructure that enables faster innovation to hardware devices that could redefine how we interact with AI, we're watching artificial intelligence find its place in the world. Keep your eye on that OpenAI device launch later this year. If the first half of 2026 is about laying groundwork, the second half might be about reaping the benefits. And in a world where AI outages make news because we depend on these systems so much, that's a future worth paying attention to. Sources: Microsoft's 2026 AI Revolution. Updates to Windows, Xbox, and Azure. https://webpronews.com. Microsoft's 2026 AI Revolution. Updates to Windows, Xbox, and Azure. GLM 47 Flash, http llmstats.com, models GLM 47 Flash, OpenAI to launch AI device and introduce ads in ChatGPT, http forklog.com, and OpenAI to launch AI device and introduce ads in ChatGPT. What are top LLM data sources for 2026? https www.askhandle.com blog. What are top LLM data sources for 2026? AI news updates. TikTok.com discover AI news updates. Full reference list, CD1FA532, Microsoft's 2026 AI Revolution, updates to Windows, Xbox, and Azure. URL, http://webpronews.com, Microsoft's 2026 AI Revolution, updates to Windows, Xbox, and Azure. Type tech blog. Domain, www.webpronews.com, 418 GLM47 Flash. URL, htalmstats.com, models GLM47 Flash. Type tech blog. Domain, lmstats.com, 5CBF1EA, OpenAI to launch AI device and introduce ads in ChatGPT. URL, https://forklog.com, and OpenAI to launch AI device and introduce ads in ChatGPT. Type tech blog. Domain, forklog.com. CTC6 will find say 3Fs. What are top LLM data sources for 2026? URL, https://www.askhandle.com, blog what are top LM data sources for 2026. Type tech blog. Domain, www.askhandle.com. ETHUSAD-GD87F AI news updates. TikTok, URL, 8tupsau, tiktok.com, discover OA news updates. Type tech blog. Domain, tiktok.com.